I've like scrubbed dishes, I've like swept the floor, I worked at fast food joints. So it's like since I was like 12 to 13. Yeah, cause we're animals, low key. But yeah, right now I'm with Poi, and I wanted to touch on that one topic of where I actually jumped into working odd end jobs and working, or what's it actually like, or the things that I've learned from working minimum wage jobs and taking a lot of crap from people. It's a balance of like making a wage to like survive, right? You obviously need food, so you need to work. But some people, you know, like even including me, focus too much on just the money. Random fact though, it's tourist season in Vancouver. I don't want to block them. I've been working like since like that was how old I started working, since I was like super young, because I felt like there was always this need to like work, especially coming from like a low income family and like being poor and all that sad story crap. Is like I always had to work, and I hope that siren doesn't, god damn it. So in that clip that you guys just saw, like that was an interview from Kevin Yee, the Farm D, aka Refugee Hustle. And he actually interviewed me, and I got a chance to talk about, you know, my hustle. And for me, ever since I was like 12 or 13, like my parents always taught me that I had to work, you know, I had to get that money one way or another. And I remember like my first job, it was like sweeping floors for like, I don't even know. You're probably way too old for that, but like I remember sweeping floors for like $9 an hour, $8 an hour, something like that. And then I remember in high school, like kids were getting $6 to work at a fast food restaurant, which I wouldn't necessarily say. And then you have to work like 100 hours so you can get $8. And since high school, I think, especially living in a city that's like super pricey, there's always that mindset of like, I gotta work, I gotta get that money. And Poi, what's your experience with working?
With working, my first job was at 40 hours a week.
Not sponsored. They suck. Okay.
Yeah, I met lots of cool Filipino people. Taught me teamwork.
If you could take away 3 things from working in minimum wage jobs, my 3 would be understanding work ethic, because working these minimum wage jobs, everything from like sweeping floors to like scrubbing dishes to making food to being a fake sales associate, is that I've worked with like immigrant moms and dads. Like I've worked with people who worked 3 jobs to support their 2 sons, and that's all they dedicated their life to. Like that's the hard work that like inspires me. Like there was this job where I used to work in a factory where I would just like package food, and I remember talking to this guy, and he literally was a lawyer before, and his country was going through the Civil War, and he had to run away from the government. So he essentially gave up his 6-figure salary, his Mercedes, his BMW, to work in a damn factory, the same job that I was working at for minimum wage. And he had to do that to just survive, to understand the importance of like being in a capitalistic, free country. And because of that, it's like my top thing that I've taken away from working these jobs is hard work and being like just how grateful I am. The second thing from, you know, working from minimum wage jobs is I got to meet like some of the, kind of ties in the first, is that I got to meet like some of like the hardest working people that, you know, I've met. like some like the chillest people, the people that I could relate to, that shared their own stories with me. And if third thing, I guess, from working minimum wage jobs, that the lesson that I've learned is probably along the lines of empathy. To see people on a more down-to-earth basis, because I can never be that white collar screw people kind of person, right? Because of working these jobs, it made me more like I felt for people more, like not necessarily in terms of like customers, but coworkers, and how, you know, to tie everything together, you know, hard work, meeting chill ass people, and everyone is living their own lives, trying to have their own goal, whether that's for their parents, their kids, or just overall democracy. Top 3 positive things that you can take away from working minimum wage jobs. Go.
I was listening to you the whole time. I didn't
Go.
have enough time to think. But okay, I'm gonna try to improvise.
Put you on the spot, bro.
I'm gonna try to improvise. Like for me, it's meeting the people at the places I've worked at. And it's true what you said about the multiple jobs, because every time I talk to them, they'd always be talking about how little sleep they've had, and how and how their jobs is giving them little sleep. So that kind of just, when I hear that, I just think about like, wow, people suffer and like minimum wage jobs because they don't have as much freedom with their time.
So you're trying to say sacrifice, right? You see their sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Key 2. Number 2.
Number 2, I don't know about this, but I think it's part of number 1 is that, yeah, you see the sacrifice. Number 2.
Or you can just have 1 point and then that's it. No pressure, bro.
I think that should be it. I can't think of
Just
like, 3
sacrifice?
things.
Okay, easy. I guess because I slept on it because I've been thinking about it for a while. Oh, my arm hurts, man. This is why I need to get my vlogging muscles on. It's been a minute. Plus, if you guys can see my setup, people will be like, "What the hell?" You don't see any, except Casey.
What?
Has a setup. But this is not a vlogging setup, anyways. Talking about the 3 negatives of working minimum wage jobs is pretty much the exact opposite of the top 3 that I've said. And the first one is people are living in their own levels of consciousness. In other words, that's all they know. You know, working for someone, and that kind of like workers mentality. Coming from like immigrant parents, you know, it's all about stability, comfort, and there isn't any really room for like innovation. And seeing that, you know, I've seen people work in the minimum wage jobs that I've worked at for like 10, 20, 30 years. And in that sense, it kind of gets a little sad, and like it makes me want to like push to grow and like do more with my life. Not in the sense that like, oh, look at me, my life is better than yours, ha 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 ha. But it's like there's always opportunity, and you can always do some kind of like side hustle. And I'm a damn example of that. Like, it's not a lot, but it's like you can make money on the side doing something you love. And that's one of the negatives I've seen from like working minimum wage jobs, is that there isn't any room for growth and innovation. It's more along the lines of just living day by day. Tip, or kind of not tip number 2, there's no number tip. The second negative thing is that, yes, you meet some chill ass people, but on the very opposite spectrum of that, since it's such like an entry-level job and all that, you meet some of the damn worst people that I don't want to associate with my life ever. Just kidding, bro. Not you.
Huh?
Nothing. Like, I've met or talked to people who don't have any sense of like empathy, sympathy, caring for one another, what it's like to be like a team player. And because of that, you know, it makes me want to be a better person, right? That's the positive that I can take out of that negative. And the very third negative thing about working minimum wage jobs is that you're constantly like relying on like a paycheck, right? You live in paycheck to paycheck. And it's kind of bad because you rely on like someone else to provide for you, whether that's like salaries or benefits, whether that's like, you know, you want to live above and beyond rather than just, you know, just for the money. Boy, if there's one negative thing besides that horn that you can take away from working minimum wage jobs, what's one of the negatives?
If I could take away,
Like, what's a negative thing from working, like a bad thing?
I don't know if it's just minimum wage jobs, but I guess to like any job, that's like what you said about the steady thing, the steady paycheck.
Yeah.
It's very,
You get it's very addicting because it's comforting. Like,
it's really comforting because you know that you can just let go of your dreams.
what?
but you don't want to.
Yeah.
So you always have to like pay attention if you're like if you're going out there
Yeah.
and doing the thing that's gonna keep you further. There's a book about who took my cheese or something. My mom told me about it, and it's just a really, really important book. It's really cool. You should read it.
Who took my cheese? She took my cheese. Anyways, but yeah, those are my 6 things that I can take away from working minimum wage jobs.
It's been a long time since I played a Among.
Like, I guess the whole point of like this video isn't to be like, yo, quit your job, do whatever, but it's more along the lines of no more excuses. Because me and Poi are like living the stereotypical starving artist, working any job to support whatever it is that we want to do. And it's like, there's people out there who are born into like middle class families or like higher class complain about, dude, I don't have no time. And it's like, there's immigrant moms and dads working 2 to 3 whatever jobs, supporting their kids, doing it whatever it takes. And through working minimum jobs, like in my own opinion, it's like you kind of get that whatever it takes kind of mentality where it's like you swallow your pride and you just work at whatever it is that you want to do. You know, the downside, you get stuck in that comfortable kind of mindset of like going day by day, right? But my emphasis is that you can reach higher, you can go do whatever the hell it is you want to do, doing that side hustle. You can be a pharmacist and work on that business that you always wanted. You can be a doctor. Okay, maybe I'm not. Okay, maybe I take that back. But like, you can have that business job or whatever, and still have that, and like build whatever it is that you want to build, without having to like give up anything or like feel like I don't have time. You have time. We all have time. It's what we make of it. You know, you live and learn. Because everyone's always like, hey Peter, why don't you just go back to school, get another job, or go get another degree? And it's like, yeah, I could spend 5 years, 2 years, get a job, a trades. That could be like a backup plan, get a trades job. But like for me, right now, and where I am at my life, it's like decent income, work any job, pay for my camera stuff, and keep slowly chipping away at whatever the things that I want to chip away at, one day at a time. And that's things that I've taken away from working all these weird jobs, swallowing my pride, killing my ego, and if anything, working these jobs makes me want to like aspire and be damn better every damn day, because there's no way in hell that I'm going to be here in 10 years from now. I hope to God. Swear to God, I'm going to watch this video and be like, please don't be working those jobs anymore. But like, be humble, work hard, and always strive for better. I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces.